Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Terrence Price. I haven't made a video in a while, but I want to try to do, I keep saying it, but I want to try to do a better job of being consistent in making videos. And just let me know what y'all want to see down in the comment section, what kind of videos I should do, just what you want to see more of from me as a content creator. I don't want it to just be about music, even though today I'm going to make a video talking about music. So I'm going to get into it real quick. I just have been doing a lot of thinking and been trying to do some research as it relates to the music industry. And I've been talking with some good friends of mine as it relates to music. So I'm just starting out doing music, and there's a lot that I have a lot to learn. But what I have been trying to research lately and get into is sync licensing, which is getting songs placed in TV shows, commercials, video games, things like that. Which it seems like maybe it's a long shot, but it really isn't. Now, it's going to take some work and it's going to take some research. You see what I'm saying? But it can be done. It can definitely be done. And I think that especially if you're an independent artist like myself and a lot of people in this day and age, this is what you really need to try to get into if you're trying to generate some income and get yourself out there. So like, I personally, I wouldn't worry too much about, it's because I've had this conversation with some of my friends, I wouldn't worry too much about, you know, how many people are coming to your shows or who isn't coming to your shows, who's coming to your shows. I wouldn't worry about that so much. For some reason, in your hometown, people don't seem to support you as much, which, I mean, that's cool. That's fine. There are a lot of memes going around that people want you to be successful until you're successful, or people won't support you until it's popular to support you. So that's fine. I mean, don't worry too much about what people in your hometown are doing. I wouldn't worry about that so much. I would be more focused on doing the work in the back end, which is doing your research, or I'm trying to understand copyright. So protecting your works, protecting them with copyright, connect with people. Don't be so focused on what's going on in your hometown. Don't limit yourself like that. Don't put yourself in a box. Why would you? Because the world is your playground, so to speak, and you have the internet is your instrument in which you can reach the world. You see what I'm saying? So me personally, I've connected, most people that I've connected with, they're not in my hometown. Really, I mean, a lot of people are on the other side of the world. I have a couple songs with a girl in Colombia. I have connected with producers in Africa, several of them. People in Morocco, people in Kenya, people in Canada, people in Chile. I've connected with people in Germany. Man, there's a lot of people that I've connected with that are on the other side of the world, and people that are just in different states, you know what I mean? So don't limit yourself to that. Again, don't just limit yourself to people in your hometown. Don't worry so much about your hometown. People in your hometown aren't supporting you. That's cool. That's fine. Let them do their thing. They'll catch on later. You have so many other people that you can reach. So don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself in a box. Think globally with your reach and who you're trying to connect with, man, and who you're trying to build with. And that's what we need to be doing as an artist. So do the work, research. Anybody can put words together. Anybody can rhyme, but you're not going to make income just based off of your streaming services, or you know, how many streams you're getting. Most of us aren't getting that many streams. And even the big artists like Drake, Bad Bunny, Taylor Swift, whoever, that's not their main source of income. Is they're not just looking at the streams. You know, it's merch, touring, sync licensing. Again, try to get your songs put in TV shows, commercials, movies. It's very possible. So now you gotta register your songs with a pro, either a sort of performing rights organization, either BMI, which I think is broadcast music industry or something like that, I think. So then ASCAP. All right. So pretty much when your song gets played by an organization, you'll get paid. Or if you perform your song somewhere, you get paid. But then also if, again, TV show plays your song, or a movie uses your song, you can get paid for that. And that's a very intelligent way and efficient way to go about getting yourself out there as an artist, because you're getting paid for that every time they use your song, right? And then also that's exposure for yourself. So I'm sure there have been plenty of times where you've heard a song and you've been like, man, that's a cool song. And maybe you use Shazam, or maybe you go to Google and you type in lyrics from that song, and then you find the song, you find the artist, and you go listen to it. There's been plenty of times I've done that. I Shazammed a song and I put that song on my playlist, or I go listen to the artist, and I will go just down a rabbit hole, stream that person's different bodies of work just because I heard their song in a TV show or a movie or something like that. Happens all the time. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing that. So get set up on a pro, because we want to be serious about this. We're not just rapping, putting words together for fun. I mean, if that's what you want to do, fine. But I feel like if you're going to do something, you may as well do it to the fullest and try to make some money off of it. Not that it's all about money, but you want to make sure that you're getting paid for your work. You value what you do, so get paid for it. Don't leave money on the table. There's all kinds of things that you can do to take your work to the next level. Why just stop there and let it be a hobby? Something that you're just putting words together sometimes. You know what I mean? Be professional with the beats that you're picking. Be professional with the people that you're connecting with. Be professional by getting set up on a pro. Get paid for your performances, man, because you never know, a song might blow up one day and like you're not going to get any money from it because you haven't pitched it to a TV show or a movie or anything like that. It's not registered to a pro. So again, BMI or ASCAP, and all you have several different companies you can get with that can help you get your royalties. All right. There's all kinds of things that go into it. Learning how to get samples cleared. Whenever I connect with a producer, I always ask them, and once you've dealt with enough beats, you can pretty much you can get pretty good at knowing or having an idea if a beat is using a sample or not. So a lot of times if something has vocals in it, a lot of times it will be royalty free, but sometimes they might sample it from something, or they might sample a melody from something. So I always ask them, hey, is this beat sampled? Are there any samples that I have to worry about getting cleared? And from there, you just got to trust that they're being honest with you. So I'm careful about who I work with, but definitely do your research and make sure that if you use a beat, if you sample it from something, either it's royalty free, meaning you don't have to pay to get that sample cleared, or if you have a beat, or if you do sample a beat from another body of work, and that body of work is not free use, or it's not in the public domain, and it's not royalty free, then you got to make sure you get it cleared. And I've done that a few times. There have been several beats that I passed up on because they had a sample in it, and I didn't want to worry about getting it cleared. A lot of people have the mentality that, well, hey, the chances of this song getting heard by the original creator of that body of work, of that piece of audio or that media, it's very slim. And while that may be true, to me, I feel like you should have the mentality of, well, hey, what if this song blows up one day? If the song blows up, there's a good chance that the original creator of that body of work that you sampled is going to hear it. And then it's going to get taken down. Then you're going to have to go through a whole process to get it cleared and re-upload the song, or maybe not use the song at all if you can't get it cleared. And a lot of these major celebrities, they won't clear samples sometimes. I think I heard there was a song I think I read somewhere, I don't know what song it was, but Drake had used a sample and didn't get cleared, or it was his team's responsibility to get it cleared, basically. And the same thing with Beyonce. So it definitely happens, man. These celebrities will have a song that blows up, and then it gets hit for copyright because they didn't get it cleared. So, and I've done research, and I've reached out to record labels, publishers, to try to get a song cleared. And I've told them, hey, there's a song I want to do. This beat has a sample in it. What would it look like to get it cleared? And I've done this with like 3 different publishing companies so far. and two of them said that it would be $1,000 to get it cleared, which $1,000, it's a lot of money to people like myself, but it really isn't in the world of the music industry and getting samples cleared. $1,000 is really on the cheaper side of things, believe it or not. Now, sometimes they might also ask for publishing right or royalties, so they might want to get a certain percentage, and that's just going to vary. It's up to you to negotiate with them and whatnot. So a good example is Seven Rings by Ariana Grande. Wouldn't recommend listening to that song. I mean, it's very much secular. But what she did was she took My Favorite Things and she flipped that. Okay, you know, these are a few of my favorite things. I forget how it goes, but it's in I can't even think of the name of the film right now. But anyway, it's an older song. My Favorite Things, the original, is very catchy. So, anyways, Ariana Grande had sampled that song, and from what I researched, her and her team were able to work out a deal with the publishing company. But I think they have like 90% of they own like 90% of the publishing or whatever. So she only has like 10%, which the song blew up. It did really well. So I'm sure she's still getting, paid from it and whatnot. But still, it's better that than if she just would have put it out and didn't get it cleared and the song would have been taken down or whatever. Who knows what would have happened, but she got it cleared. But that's just how it goes. It's up to you to decide, hey, do I want to give up 50% of my rights to this or 90% of my rights to this to be able to do the song? It's up to you. So you can have that negotiation conversation with the publishing company, the record label, if you have a team. But definitely get your stuff cleared. I don't care if you're an artist and you only have 10 listeners, if you only have 5 subscribers on YouTube, if you've never had a song reach 500 streams, man, still get it cleared. Get it cleared. If you can't get it cleared, then I wouldn't even worry about using it. But just be professional with it, because you never know if a song's gonna blow up. Like, you never know. So you want to make sure that you have everything taken care of just in case that happens. And again, get your stuff registered with a pro, a BMI, ASCAP. These are two of the most popular ones. There are definitely other ones. I think Songtrust or Sound Exchange. I think Sound Exchange is kind of like a pro. I think basically what they do is they collect your royalties internationally. So overseas, if your stuff gets played overseas, gets used overseas, you can collect royalties off of that internationally. So you want to have all your bases covered. So this is something that I'm trying to understand, that I'm trying to research and figure out. But just doing the groundwork, man, doing the stuff in the back end, doing your research. Don't just record songs and put them out on streaming platforms and then post on social media for people to go listen to your songs. You can do that too, but that's probably not going to really get you anywhere. You got to network with people. I don't spend a whole lot of time, and I think there's a balance that goes along with it. I post a song once or twice to let people know it's out, and then after that, I got to keep it moving. Now, there is a good way that you market and promote yourself. I really don't know too much about ads. I don't know how much that works, because it's like you can make an ad and post your song, but how many people are going to go leave the platform, be it Facebook or Instagram? How many people are going to leave that platform to go to Spotify or YouTube to listen to your song? Probably not very many. So you got to grab people's interest. You got to pique people's interest. Once you do that, I think you'll have loyal followers, and then they'll be more likely to go listen to your stuff. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I don't spend too much time posting 1,000 times telling people to go listen to my stuff and asking people to support me and to go buy the music. If people like your stuff, then they're going to support you. You don't have to ask them over and over again. Like, they're going to do it. Time is money. And in this day and age, people's attention span is much shorter than it used to be. People don't want to spend a whole lot of time Like, you got to get people's attention quick. You know what I'm saying? With imagery, with how you make your song. You don't want to have like a minute long intro. You got to get to it pretty quick. The beat has to pick up quick. I'm very picky with the beats that I choose. If the beat doesn't grab my attention in the first few seconds, I'm going to go on to the next one, because that's how listeners are going to look at it as well. You got to grab their attention quick. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I don't have a lot of views or listens, streams on Spotify or anything like that. But I'm trying to put the work in to make that change. I'm actually trying to, going back to what I was saying earlier about networking and getting your songs placed. That's something that I'm working on. I'm trying to work on getting some songs done with an artist in the UK, and she has placements. You know what I'm saying? So if we do a couple songs together, she and I have talked about potentially pitching those songs to her team, and maybe those songs can be placed. You know what I'm saying? That's just, and whether it happens or not, she's still cool, and that's a relationship that has been formed. That's networking right there. You never know what it could lead to, and it's a slow build up. There's not a magical way, I don't think, to just become successful overnight. Yeah, you can become viral. You can make a song or a video that goes viral, but the chances of that are slim. I feel like just be consistent, and you need to accept that it's going to take some time, and it's going to take some research in order to get yourself out there, to build up your brand. You know what I mean? I'm not so worried about going viral. I'm not trying to think of a way to go viral. I don't worry about using the perfect combination of hashtags to go viral, because that takes the fun out of it to me. I'm not chasing the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? I want to be consistent with the work that I'm putting out. I want to network with the right people. I want to do my research so I can understand what a pro is and how to register my works correctly, how to protect my works correctly, clearing things if there's a sample in it. I try to avoid samples altogether, but still, just researching and getting used to that process, knowing what it's like. I actually had a representative at a publishing company respond to me because I reached out and I said, hey, I have an idea for a song, but it would sample my favorite things. What does that process look like? He directed me to the publishing company, the correct representative, and he applauded me for doing the work and doing the research, because not many people do. Even, like I said earlier, big time celebrities, a lot of times they don't even do it. You know what I mean? So just starting early, man. Again, I don't care if you're just starting out. Get used to doing that process. Do your research, clearing your samples. Avoid samples if you can, but if you want to use a sample, get it cleared. If it costs money, pay the money. Go into a negotiation about publishing rights. Know what publishing rights are. Know about royalties. Connect with good people. Pay your producers. A lot of artists be asking producers for free beats and don't be paying them. They be ripping them off of YouTube, man. Pay your producers, man. Like, teamwork makes the dream work, man. You need a producer to make you a good beat. You're the artist. Paint a picture with your words. The beat is your canvas. You know what I'm saying? Get you a good engineer to mix it and master it, to bring it to life. Get you a dope graphic designer to grab the listener's attention before they even hear it. You know how many times I've listened to a song or listened to a beat because the visual alone grabbed my attention? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, this costs a little bit more money, but I think it'd be worth it in the end. It takes time, but be patient. Be patient. And something else I was going to mention, I was going to talk about beats. I always go for exclusive beats, whether it's I own it completely or myself and the producer do 50-50. Get the exclusive rights and get the stems, because your engineer is going to have a lot more control over the sound of the song, the mixing process, if you have the stems, the individual pieces of the beat. Stop getting the MP3 version of the song, of the beat. It's cheaper, but your product is going to sound cheap. It's going to sound cheap. Now, you have good engineers who can still make it sound good if you have MP3 or even just the wave, which MP3 is the lowest from my understanding. It's the lowest quality audio file. MP3 is not going to sound as good as WAV file. Now, WAV file compared to stems, WAV file, you have a beat. It's the whole beat in one file. Stems are the individual pieces of the instrument that make up that beat. So maybe a beat has strings, and it has drums, it has 808s, the bass, it has a flute, and so on and so forth. Those are the stems. You want a file, and you want your stem files to be WAV quality, not MP3 quality. All right. So you get a file and it's 5. Now, a lot of times it'll be single digit numbers, MB, megabytes, 8 megabytes, 8 MB. That's MP3. You don't want that. WAV files are just going to depend the size. Waves, they're bigger files, and they're higher quality. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. They're higher quality, so they're going to sound better. So WAV files, oftentimes they're double digits, so 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 megabytes, you know what I mean? They're bigger than single digit files, which are MP3. So when you get the stems, you want to make sure that they should be like double digit numbers, so 15, 20, whatever. I'm just throwing numbers out there. But you want the stems. So you want a file for flute, for drums, for strings, hi-hats, the kick, the snare, all that. You see what I'm saying? You have, and I listed off what, 8, 9 different instruments, pieces of that instrument. All right, because the engineer, maybe the 808s are too loud, so the engineer can go into that file and he can turn the 808s down. Or maybe you want the drums to hit different, so the engineer can go in there and he can adjust the levels, or he can put a special effect on the drums to make them reverberate a little bit more. Or maybe this beat didn't need 808s. Maybe you take them out altogether. Or maybe you want the flute to go up an octave. Maybe you want to switch the key. Maybe it's a B minor and you want to switch it to a B major or something. I'm just throwing it out there. All right. But that's what you can do when you have the stems. You can't do that to those individual instruments if you have the WAV file, because the WAV file is just all those instruments wrapped up into one file. It's the complete beat. You can still make it sound good, but the engineer is not going to have the same control that he or she does if they have the stems, which again are the individual instruments, the individual pieces of the beat. So get the stems. I say get the exclusive rights. Again, you never know when a song is going to blow up. You need to have the mentality that it could blow up. You're willing to do the work that is necessary to make it blow up. And if it does blow up, you're ready, you're prepared, you have it registered. All right. You have your samples cleared. If you have a sample in it, hopefully you don't even have a sample in it. You don't have to worry about it. All right. You've negotiated splits, so on and so forth. So you're ready. You have your bases covered if the song does go somewhere. And music is timeless. You could put a song out today and maybe it doesn't get noticed for another 5, 10 years, but you never know. Music is timeless. That's the way that I look at it. And you need to act as such. You need to maneuver as such. So don't be cheap with your work. It's going to cost you extra money to get the exclusive license, to get the stems. But in the end, it's going to be worth it. And your product is going to sound much better. You never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. So I say pay the extra money I'm not saying you have to break your bank, but pay the extra money. You know your budget, work accordingly. But we have too many people out here that are willing to spend money on weed and clothes, and they brag about how much money they have, but their music doesn't reflect that. You know what I'm saying? So if you really care about your craft and you want to take it to the next level, then yeah, I say spend a little extra money on the artwork and make sure that it's professional, good quality, high quality artwork. You never know who's watching. Get the stems. Make sure it's mixed and mastered well. It's going to cost extra money, but I think in the end, it's going to sound worth it. It's going to be worth it. You never know who's listening, so you want it to sound good. You know what I'm saying? So the exclusive license, you don't want to have to worry about exceeding a number of streams if you get the license that lets you keep a song for 50,000 streams. You know what I'm saying? Or what if someone else comes and they get the song later? What if the song like blows up, but you didn't own it? You don't have the exclusive license. So you can't keep that song forever. You can only keep that song for X amount of streams, or for like 10 years is what I see. That's the average of how long these licenses last, is 10 years. And you have to pay money to renew it again. But you don't have to worry about that if you have the exclusive license. So to me, I say get the exclusive license, get the stems. It costs more money, but it's worth it in the end. So those are a few things to think about, man. Is take this seriously, be professional, get registered with a pro, look into sync licensing, look into placements, getting your songs put in TV shows and movies. I'm doing research on that right now, working with some friends right now on how to get that done. And if the Lord's will, I'm very confident that it's going to happen. You can get paid a good amount of money for doing this. Stop paying a lot of these people scam you. Stop paying people to put your song in a playlist. Stop paying people money to listen to your song. No, get your song placed in TV shows and commercials. You get paid for exposure. I don't believe in pay to play. I think if someone likes a song, they should just play it and listen to it. But very few people are willing to help you out for real in this industry. You got to pay for it. You want me to share your song on my platform, or you have to pay me for it? I don't believe it. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a couple of my thoughts. Get your stuff cleared if you're sampling it. Get registered with the pro. Get your song placed. Protect your work with copyright. Pay extra money to make sure you have a good beat. Pay for the stems. Pay for the exclusive license. These are a few things that I'm trying to figure out right now. I still have a lot to learn. I'm going to keep y'all updated on what I find. The game is to be told, not to be sold. So any useful information that I find, I'm going to share it with you guys. And any useful information that y'all find, if there's something that I say that you feel is incorrect, then let me know as well. Because we're all in this thing to help each other. I feel like that's how we really support each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so worried about how many people. I mean, you care to a degree, but I'm not going to lose sleep over, well, no one's coming to watch me perform. You know what I'm saying? When I share a post, nobody, really likes it or comments, whatever, man, because the world is my playground. I have so many people I can connect with, and I have connected with globally. You know what I mean? So network with people, network, and it's going to take time, put in the work, but you can do it. It's not impossible. It is within your reach, within your grasp. You just got to put in the work, and you just got to do your research. Like I said, the game's to be told, not to be sold. If you have any information you want to pass along, you find out a secret, you get the keys to something, let me know. Hopefully this is useful information. Anything I find, I'm going to let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? And we're just going to build together. We're going to help each other grow. And these are pretty much my thoughts, man. I want to make more videos and be consistent, not just with music, but just me as a person, and just give my thoughts on life. But this is what was on my mind doing music, man. And hopefully this has been useful information. And I'm going to keep y'all updated, man. Y'all have a good day. Y'all stay safe out there.